Welcome you all again. Let's have a discussion on multiplexing section. In the communication system, this multiplexing is extremely important to understand because of the phenomena of the maximum utilization of the channel. Maximum utilization of the channel, that means, and just take an example, very simple example. We have somewhere a road connected between two cities, and that road is dedicated to be used by so many people, like who can walk on that. The cycles are also allowed, the car, the bicycles, the bikes, or the other vehicles too. So all are using that particular road at some sort of understanding, at some sort of sequencing. While if we talk about railway tracks, the trains are allowed to run on that. It means the path which is used for specific type of signal is called as a dedicated signal, and the path or the channel which can be utilized for different kind of a signals is called as a common channel. So here we in this topic we are trying to understand about the multiplexing. So multiplexing is basically a phenomena which tells you how a different type of a signal, different kind of a frequency can use a common channel. Let's have a discussion on that. So first of all, we'll go for the basic definition of the multiplexing. So multiplexing refers to the combination of information streams from multiple sources from transmission over a shared medium. So on a common medium, we are using a different kind of a channel information transmission on that. So this is what a multiplexing. It means you have number of things and you are merging all those things on common channel with some relation, some correlation, some sort of a understanding. So multiplexer is a mechanism that implements the concept. It permits hundred or even thousands of signals to be combined and transmitted over a single medium. Demultiplexing refers to the separation of combination back into the separate information systems. So ultimately, multiplexing and as well as the demultiplexing both comes in a combination. Just take a very simple example of this multiplexing we have in our daily home appliances. Example, D2H connections or your cable TV connections. From the single cable, you are having a hundreds of, 500s of, 600s of channel to be watched on your television. That cable is consisting all the channels, but the channels are coming in a sequence and your set-top box is demultiplexing all of them. So using multiplexing, we are combining all these channels on a single cable line, or it's a free space, and while at the receiver we are coming back, it is separating all them. So multiplexing is to make them combined on a transmitted channel, and demultiplexing is nothing but to make them separate. So well, we have a simple block diagram here to make it understand. The concept of multiplexing can be understood. Like suppose we have a multiplexer here at the one end, and the second end we have a demultiplexer, and here we have a common channel. Common channel, it means a fixed bandwidth channel in which the sender 1, sender 2, sender n up to n senders can send their signals. So when these are being multiplexed, they should have some sort of combination and relationship between them so that they can utilize this shared medium. Let's begin how we can distinguish between the process of multiplexing. So if we further move on, we find out this multiplexing can be divided into basically two broad categories. One category is called as an analog category, another is called as a digital category. In the analog category, we divide basically a signal, or we divide it as multiplexing into analog as frequency division multiplexing and wavelength division multiplexing. This is a very important question. Many times it is being asked the frequency and the wavelength. One should have a common sense because the frequency and the wavelength are correlated with each other. So frequency division and as well as the wavelength division multiplexing we have here. In the digital form, we have a time division multiplexing. So under these four categories, FDM, WDM, TDM and The next one which can be categorized into the digital category is the code division multiplexing. So initially we had the phones CDMAs, code division multiple access phones are there. Let's move on further. So first of all, let's discuss about the frequency division multiplexing. What happens? Suppose that we have a particular channel. In that channel, channel has a certain bandwidth, suppose of 1000 of hertz. For this 1000 of hertz, for a period of time, a signal has to be transmitted. In frequency division multiplexing, we provide a slot of frequency of each and every source of signal within a same period of time. Example के तौर पर, let's take an example of a single road. Suppose that we have a road and it has a fixed bandwidth. There is a width of a road is fixed. There is a fixed width road. So what happens in that? Suppose that in this fixed width we are allotting this lane is for the cycle, this lane is for the car, this lane is for the trucks. So we are dividing all these lanes in a sections. This is what. So within same period of time, the cycle, car, trucks and bus on different lanes can be passed through them. This process is called as a dividing of bandwidth. The bandwidth is given to the signal, and on this particular signal, this particular source can transmit their information. So the whole section is divided into basically through frequency. So that's why this scheme is called as a frequency division multiplexing. So the whole channel, we have a discussion on that. This is basically, we have a summer here. So different kind of frequencies are there. All these frequencies can be divided. There's a whole channel bandwidth, and the whole channel bandwidth is divided with the F1, F2, F3, F4, Fn, and all these are transmitted through a common channel at a similar time. At the demultiplexer end, these are being separated from the channel. You can have this example, this diagram here. This diagram explain you, if suppose we have this common time, in a common time we are having channel 1, channel 2, channel 3, all channels are being transmitted, but if the frequency scale is to be taken up, all these are divided in terms of frequency. So from 0 to 50 is given to someone, and next 60 to 100 is given to the second, and similarly so on. So different bands are provided to the different kind of sources, and all those sources are being transmitted simultaneously on a common channel. This is basically called as a FDM system. Let's have a discussion of our time division multiplexing. In time division multiplexing, what we do, for the whole slot of a particular period of time is divided into numerous parts, and each and every part is given to the peoples, or not peoples, exactly to the sources. For an example, for the same road we talked about, we have a same road, but this time this road is not divided into the lanes. The whole road is given to all the peoples, those are riding on a bicycle. Second time, suppose we have a 1 hour period of time, the first 10 minutes are given for all the peoples, those are on bicycle. Second time we are giving this thing, all the people, those are on a car. Third, we are giving all the people, those are on a bike. So this 1 hour period of time can be divided into 6 different 10-minute slots, and each and every 10-minute slot is given a one kind of a source. So you may transmit, you may utilize the whole bandwidth, whole width of the road like that. So whole bandwidth can be utilized easily. So इस बार आपने क्या करना है? The whole bandwidth is utilized for a period of time. So time slot is given to you. This process is basically called as a time division multiplexing. Similarly, when a signal reaches to, so with respect to sequencing of time, it is somewhat like a queuing, maintaining a queue. For the first queue, the person is going. So this queue is useful somewhere where the signal has a high bandwidth. Just take an example. Suppose we have a common transportation system. Common transportation mein all the people are coming simultaneously. It means every person has an equal weightage to have an equal weightage of time. So simultaneously at a period of time, cycle person, bike person, car person and bus person need to be reached at their destination. So that's why we have all 4 lanes. But if suppose some sort of the rallies are there, suppose cycle rally is there, car rally is there, bike rallies are there. So how we can manage all these rallies? So rather than giving on a slots, it is better to give them time. You just start rally at 10, second will start a rally at 10:30. This is what the time division multiplexing. So in daily life we have such sort of examples of multiplexing. So I hope so you would be able to understand basic definition of the time division as well as the frequency division multiplexing. So simple difference, simple utility. Time division multiplexing is the time interleaving samples for the several sources, that the information from these sources can be transmitted serially over single communication channel. Common channel is there, but they are being transmitted serially, one and next and next and next, so on, like that. And it is in similar fashion received at the side of receiver. If you see this diagram, it is a little blurred, but it makes it clear. Here we have the time on the same axis as here we have the time, here we have the frequency. So the whole frequency is being used by the bandwidth is used by the channel 1, channel 2, channel 3, but these are sequenced. So the first slot is given to channel 1, second slot is given to channel 2, third slot is given to channel 3, and so on. By this way, one can easily transmit their information. Let's see have a similar presentation of this one. In this figure, the channel 1, channel 2, channel 3, channel 4, all the 4 channels are being provided. So first the channel 1 is taking a time, slot 1, then the channel number 2, channel number 3 and channel number 4. Similarly, again there will be a turn for the channel number 1. So this bandwidth can be utilized by the whole bandwidth can be utilized by the channel number 1 as well as 2 as well as 3 in its stipulated period of time. So well, I hope so you might be able to understand the basic concept of the time division multiplexing and the frequency division multiplexing. Hope so you will be liking this. And further, if you need more detailed discussion about any specific topic, you may comment on it. Thank you very much.